Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Travelweek webinars. My name is Megan Griffith, and I'm the Marketing and Production Specialist here with Travelweek. Today, we have a very exciting webinar for you all talking about Utah, where open spaces, national parks, and Hollywood all come together. Before I introduce our panelists today, I'm just going to touch on a couple of housekeeping items. Firstly, if you'd like to say hello, let us know where you're tuning in from, if you visited Utah before, or if you're just having any technical issues, please use the chat box function for that. If you have any questions, which we will address after the presentation, make sure to use the question and answer box and we'll get to your questions. Now I'm going to get started with introducing our speaker for today, Zach Fyne, Global Market Specialist for Utah Office of Tourism. Hi, Zach, how are you doing?
Thanks for the introduction, Megan, and hello, Canada. Big fan of your country, probably because we just have so much in common. We both hosted a Winter Olympics, a part of the Rocky Mountains, extremely stunning and beautiful places. But a big reason why so many Canadians are so interested in learning about Utah is because it's one of the most unique and stunning and just one of those places that you have never seen anywhere else in the world. And it's just a combination of the gorgeous Rocky Mountains in the north, combined with this red rock oasis in the south, that just produces all these incredible experiences, and just one of those places that I truly feel extremely proud to live and get experience. So my name is Zach Fyne. I'm the Global Market Specialist for the Utah Office of Tourism. And I want to show you all a place that maybe not all of you know all too much about, or maybe some of you have visited, but I'm pretty positive at the end of this presentation, you all will be as passionate about exploring Utah as much as I do. So before we learn about what Utah has to offer, it's probably good we start off with exactly where is Utah. And this is one of the key distinctive factors about our state is our location. I live in the very north in Salt Lake City, and it is incredible year round where I can road trip in every single direction, whether I want to go north to Yellowstone and the Tetons in Wyoming, going to go backpacking in Idaho, or check out the western slope of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and go south to the Grand Canyon in Arizona, or southwest and live a little bit of sin in Las Vegas. We're surrounded by the most incredible monuments on all sides of us, which makes it extremely easy to make Utah into a multi-state itinerary for your clients. So, I mean, now you know where the Beehive State is located, but why don't we talk a little bit more about another thing to sell your clients, and that's our accessibility. Did you all know that Salt Lake City International Airport is the newest international airport hub in the US? Because it is. We have a gorgeous and ultra-modern airport in the north of our state where I live, where we have typically in normal non-COVID times, we'll have nonstop flights from Vancouver, Calgary, in Toronto. We're just come June 2nd, we're going to have a direct flight with Air Canada, providing daily nonstop service. And Delta is typically the provider for all of our Canada to US flights. But just also don't forget that we're only 2 hours driving from Las Vegas McCarran Airport to the south. So if you want to utilize that connectivity, it's extremely easy to reach both our southern or northern portions of the state. Okay, so being easy to reach is a good starting point, but you're probably wondering, I mean, surely there's more to a state to offer than just being easy to get to. Well, let's talk about 5 big reasons why you need to see Utah, and that's our mighty 5 national parks. All right, we have Arches, Canyonlands, Bryce Canyon, Capitol Reef, Zion, The Utah Office of Tourism trademarked these 5 national parks as the Mighty Five because they're iconic. They're a combination of places that don't exist anywhere else in the world. And between them all are just scenic roads, state parks, national monuments, experiences that will produce just incredible, epic photos that you'll just hang on your cubicle wall in the office and people will think you're the Indiana Jones of adventure travel in your agency. I'm going to detail a little bit more about each of them, but first let's check out a video of these gorgeous areas.
Utah, the open road, 5 national park regions to choose from. Towering arches, hallowed Bryce, rugged Capitol Reef, infinite canyonlands, or eternal Zion. The Mighty Five. This is Life Elevated. Plan and prepare at visitutah.com.
All right, I'm going to take you now on the most memorable and scenic PowerPoint presentation road trip throughout the state. We're going to start from the north in Salt Lake City International Airport. We're going to drive 4 hours south to Moab in the southeast section of our state. And Moab is going to be known for Arches and Canyonlands National Parks, which are great starting points, but that's just the beginning of what you can experience in this region. This is Delicate Arch, and it took millions of years of erosion to form. Lucky for you, it only takes 10 minutes driving from Moab to actually reach the park where it's located in Arches National Park, which has more than 2,000 natural arches, and it's open to experience all year round. I told you all that coming home with photos of Utah will make you the Indiana Jones of your office, and do you know why? Indiana Jones was actually filmed here in Arches National Park. Utah is known as America's film set, and this, along with thousands of other movies, have been shot in the state because of this dramatic landscapes. And Arches is one of the most iconic parks in the state, but I would recommend bringing chocolate and something delicious to eat to pair with the eye candy that this next park offers. This is Canyonlands National Park. It's 35 minutes away from Moab. And there are 3 districts in this national park because it's just so large. It's the largest one in Utah, actually, and covers over 850 kilometers of territory. This is a view from the top, but another experience is to book an outfitter where you can explore down below and look up at these just towering, incredible views. So unfortunately, the word is out about how incredible these 2 national parks are. It's no secret. And if you're coming during the high season between April and October, it means you're not going to be really finding the solitude that you're looking for when you're trying to connect to nature. But in the next slide, I have 4 ways to experience this life-changing destination and also find that soul awakening, peaceful outdoors experience that you seek when you come to Moab without the crowds. All right. So starting in the top right, Moab is beautiful year round, but wait till you see the beautiful white snow draped on these red rock formations. And you're just going to come home with the most incredible photos from winter. The park is super peaceful, quiet. This is the off season for visitors, and it's still very open to the public. Coming down here, this is Dead Horse State Park, and it's not a national park, but it offers the exact same breathtaking views that Canyonland offers, just without the crowds. This is located between Arches and Canyonlands, and the amazing experiences you can do there include you can do mountain biking along the rim, or you can even stay in a yurt inside of the park. Looking over here, guided tours are, they're awesome. Guided tours are awesome because they're going to have more interesting facts and history of the area, but it's also a great way to just give back and support the local community. And it's a richer overall experience. So some of the activities you can do in Moab are, you go rafting, mountain biking, skydiving. I saw you can do air ballooning over Arches National Park, and that is just on a must do before I die list for me. You can even sail on a river dinner cruise outside the Red Rock walls, lit up at night with the operator Canyonlands by night and day. And another reason to come out to this area, For us Americans, 80% of us can't see the Milky Way due to light pollution, but that's not a problem here in Utah. Utah has the largest concentration of internationally recognized dark skies in the country, and experiencing the beauty of arches, canyonlands, and Dead Horse Point illuminated by like some of the most incredible stars and planets is a way to get away from the daytime crowds and come away with an unforgettable experience. So after a long day of exploring this gorgeous area in the most unique of ways, you're going to want to pair this experience with unique lodging as well. And Sorel River Ranch is definitely worth that billing. So you're going to finish an incredible drive along Scenic Byway 128, which is right outside of Moab. And you're going to come to the exclusive Sorel River Ranch, there where luxury meets adventure. And you can combine these just incredible backdrops of red rock mesas and the Colorado River with their great horseback riding tours, guided hikes, on-site spa. They even have a petting zoo, which is incredible. And then checking out if you want to stay closer to town, there's plenty of great options from, you have boutique hotels like the Radcliffe, which are right on Main Street, as well as you have more affordable options. Everything from Holiday Inn Express, Hyatt Places, and more. And so while you come to Moab to hike and explore the beautiful nature, you also want to save some energy to walk outside the hotel, because the actual town of Moab is just so charming and cute, and it's a great place to get souvenirs too. So the town actually welcomes 3 million visitors a year, which is pretty good for a town of only 5,000 people. So after exploring the Red Rocks all day, you'll build up a good appetite, and I recommend checking out, me personally, I love Doughbirds because you can combine fried chicken and donuts. You can also, I'm a big beer drinker. Moab Brewery is the place for amazing beer after a long hike. And there's just some really great galleries and shops along the main street. And if your clients want to arrive to Moab in style, we now have the luxury train by Rocky Mountaineer, called the Red Rocks to Rocky route, where you can go from either start or end in Moab, and it goes to Denver, Colorado. And you'll be traveling along the scenic Rocky Mountains over the course of 2 days and 1 night, getting fed the most delicious food and unlimited drinks with these just great views. So our next stop is only 2.5 hours away, but while it may be different than Moab in that it's the least visited of the 5 national parks, it's just as spectacular. We're now in South Central Utah in the gateway community of Torrey to access Capitol Reef. The Capitol and Capitol Reef National Park refers to the white dome formations in the park that resemble the dome of our Capitol building in Washington, D.C. The reef portion comes from the coral reef appearance of the rocky landscape. But what really you should remember about Capitol Reef is this is easily the most diverse national park in Utah. I mean, you can see it in these 4 pictures. The landscape changes from these just red rock cathedrals to white sandstone to the natural bridges to you even have these lush green fruit orchards where you can go in the summer and fall and pick fresh fruit directly from the tree and buy fresh fruit pies that are made in the park. Who does not love pie in national parks in one day? And so Capitol Reef is gorgeous during the day, but you have to see it at night too. So after eating as many pies and exploring the park like the original settlers, you're going to keep the cowboy theme by staying in a Conestoga wagon to sleep in nearby. You can celebrate Western and Pioneer heritage at Capitol Reef Resort in the town of Torrey. And I advise just get as much rest as possible under these incredible stars and red rocks in your own Conestoga wagon, because you're not going to want to be tired for the next day's trek on a llama. Capitol Reef Resorts offers horseback riding and llama treks to their guests throughout March to October. And so our next destination is another 2.5 hours away, but you're going to want more time than 2.5 hours because you're just going to be stopping so often, take some of the most incredible scenic photos along Scenic Byway 12. This is Scenic Byway 12, and it's one of only 30 all-American roads, which basically means that you're going to be driving with your mouth wide open for the whole ride to your next stop, which is just as jaw-dropping beautiful. Okay, we're now on our third stop. We've arrived in the Bryce Canyon area, just west of Capitol Reef. This area is home to both Bryce Canyon National Park and Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. But there's many more additional hidden gems worth checking out in this area that we'll cover too. We're going to start off with Bryce Canyon National Park, and my advice: empty the photo space on your cell phone before driving up to this lookout, because you're going to be using up so much storage of your phone, taking the most incredible, beautiful photos of this amphitheater of just towering, multicolored rocks that we call hoodoos. My recommendation: save this experience for either the sunrise or the sunset, when the sun illuminates these just amazingly gorgeous structures. And what I personally find so cool that you just can't find in a lot of other national parks, there's over 120 kilometers of hiking trails, which, I mean, obviously you don't need to hike all of it, but you need to descend enough where you can go down into the amphitheater, and you're going to be able to walk and touch the hoodoos up close, and just seeing just the immensity of these hoodoos up close, and just seeing how tiny you are compared to them. It's just such an incredible experience, and most importantly, the photos are incredible. And so while you're looking at Bryce Canyon in the warmer season, you might not realize that this national park sits at almost 2,400 meters above sea level. So the best time of the year to visit isn't what you see in this photo, but it's actually this one. You'll actually want to come in winter, because there's nothing more incredible than seeing these multicolored hoodoos topped with white, fluffy snow, and most importantly, very few other people. You can work with local outfitters, set up snowshoeing or cross-country skiing activities in the park. In the summer, you can go horseback riding through the hoodoos. And so it's many like different seasons to take in Bryce Canyon. And as you all know, Utah is a fairly dry state. We don't really get that much rainfall throughout the year, which is, I personally love. I hate the rain, but it makes this next stop to a waterfall oasis nearby all the more hard to believe. So this is Calf Creek Falls. It's one of the many beautiful marvels of Grand Staircase Escalante. It's only a 9-kilometer hike. It's better suited for those in good hiking shape, but I highly recommend checking out this and many other beautiful places in Grand Staircase Escalante with a guide, because the National Monument is a little bit more remote. Most places require an appropriate vehicle to access as well. And so I've talked a lot about the need to take millions of photos of these beautiful wonders. The next place was actually named after the popular color film of Kodak camera because of its colors and beauty. All right. And so if we haven't shown enough of the Wild West for you in this presentation already, this main town of the area does a good job of doing just that. This is the town of Bryce Canyon City, and while you can get the Western theme and visitor-friendly amenities here, going down the street is where you can eat at a James Beard and Zagat-rated restaurant in a town of only 270 people. This is Boulder, Utah. It's one of the most remote places in the country, and it's also home to Hell's Backbone, which is one of the most memorable dining experiences. And so after seeing and dining in extremely rare and unique places, it's also best to stay in a unique place as well. So better to check out one that has its own drive-in movie theater with vintage cars. So yonder Escalante is a former drive-in theater that they turned into a glamping spot, and you can stay in a modern cabin or Airstream trailer. And one of the most original ways to glamp or glamorous camping in Utah. So our PowerPoint road trip is coming to an end with one last stop, but this is easily our most famous of them all. We're now headed to the very southwest in the Zion area, with St. George being the largest gateway community and only 2 hours away from Las Vegas. This area is home to our first and the most visited national park in Utah. Receives over 4.5 million visitors every single year. And there's a big reason for that. This is the viewpoint of Angel's Landing, and it's a masterpiece of art. Unfortunately, this particular hike is best suited for well-conditioned hikers, 9 kilometers round trip with no fear of heights. But once you reach the top, you're treated with this beautiful view. It does require a permit that they offer in a lottery format, and you need to apply 3 months in advance, or you can try your luck to do the day before and see if they have any permits available. If you like your national park experiences closer to the ground, then you don't want to miss the experience to hike through a stream in a humongous slot canyon. Okay, imagine hearing snowflakes falling in a quiet canyon with 1,000-foot walls on both sides of you as you walk in and out of the stream. And that's what the Narrows in winter is like. They're a lot more crowded with big groups throughout most of the year, but if you come in winter, all you need to do is rent a dry suit from a local outfitter in town, and who can provide you with river shoes and a walking stick. And you're in this slice of heaven practically to yourself. And so if you want to reach here and the many beautiful sights of Zion National Park, I have 2 ways to recommend. There's a free shuttle that drives throughout the park, but one of my favorite experiences of Zion National Park, I mean, obviously Angel's Landing in the Narrows and many of the other hikes in like Eastern Zion are incredible, but I rented a electric bike, and the roads, because they don't allow cars on them, it's only buses. It's super peaceful, and so not a lot of traffic. And you can bike your way with these humongous red rock canyon walls shooting up on all sides of you on an electric bike, which means you're doing very little work. And it's one of the most jaw-dropping biking experiences I've ever done. And so you can explore when you're in the greater Zion region, definitely explore Zion National Park, but there's actually 4 state parks near the Zion region, and they all offer incredible ways of seeing the diversity of this area. My personal favorite is going to be Snow Canyon State Park, just along with the gorgeous Red Rock. There's so many cool things. There's extinct volcanoes, lava tubes, lava flows, sand dunes. You can go spelunking, go caving underneath too. It's a really great way to take the day off from seeing Zion National Park. And very surprising, but the town of St. George is really cool too. And it's the second you walk into it, you just feel relaxed. It's just these deep red rock walls surrounding the entire town. Super well organized, clean. This is a huge destination for the Canadian snowbirds because they're going to have a ton of options for golf in all directions. It's just very welcoming, friendly people. You can check out a Disney show or a live concert at Tuacan Amphitheater, which is kind of like Red Rocks in Denver, which is open air venue with red rocks shooting up from all sides of it. And it's a great place if you want to stop for a luxury spa, or you can also check out museums. Really welcoming, friendly area. And so one of the best places about staying in the town of Springdale, which is about 45 minutes away from St. George, is the fact that Springdale is Zion National Park is technically in Springdale, and Springdale is technically in Zion National Park. So if you stay at any of the lodges, you're going to have the incredible views of Zion National Park on all sides of your hotel. You can check out what we're looking here is the Cliff Rose Lodge, which is right outside of the park, and nice option. Something unique, you can check out, you can go glamping at Zion Under Canvas. The views outside of these safari tents is just well worth the money. It's about 20 miles outside of Zion National Park. So we've talked a lot about all of our national parks, but kind of want to talk about the Road to Mighty and talk about how in 2013, we unveiled the Mighty 5 campaign to welcome the world where now we're talking a little bit more about how incredible our national parks are, clearly, but also the hidden gems between, such as our national monuments and our 44, soon to be 46, state parks and diverse landscape.
You know this road. You've traveled it in your dreams. Artists and adventurers have always traveled here, found their muse in these red canyons. You were made to travel this road. It belongs to you. This is your birthright. For this is the road to mighty. The road begins at visitutah.com.
Okay. We're going to start with the hidden gems in the north, and then we're going to work our way south. This is the skyline of Salt Lake City, which is where I live, and it's hard to believe these blue white-capped mountains are in the same state as what you just saw earlier. The northern Utah looks nothing like southern Utah. It is a completely different world. And this is a really good stop if you're along your way to Yellowstone or coming back from it. And once you come to the city, you're gonna probably spend a lot more time than you imagine. There's some really cool hip restaurant scenes. There's over 30 breweries that are all offered on a single brewer's pass. There's some great natural and Utah pioneer history museums. It's one of those hip cities that are still under the radar, but the accessibility to the mountains is kind of what brings people to check it out. This is the Bonneville South Flats, and if you're looking to set the land speed record in your rental car in any place, this is the place to do it. Along with coming here to see the scenic desert of Salt, which is an hour and a half west of Salt Lake City. This is also an international hub of car racing. And yes, aliens have been here because Will Smith captured one in the movie Independence Day right here. This is Antelope Island State Park, and I'm really not sure why they don't call it Bison Island, because bison are everywhere, and you can literally drive up right next to them. This is a fun day trip about 40 minutes outside of Salt Lake City. This is Park City, where I lived before for 4 years. Park City is going to be most known for their winter time. They hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics. And so while visitors here mostly come for the 2 ski resorts, the Sundance Film Festival in winter, summer is an absolute gem. There's just amazing festivals along the charming Main Street. Amazing food scene, 150 restaurants and bars in a little tiny town of 8,000. Just outlet shopping. There's an Olympic Park where you can go bobsledding. There's just so many cool things to do in this little tiny town, only 35 minutes away from Salt Lake. We're now going to move south. And you might have thought I was here in Goblin Valley because of my background, but I wish I was. I am in Salt Lake. There's no real goblins in this state park, but the hoodoos have the same goblin shape, as well as many others like mushrooms and much more. This is located in San Rafael Swell, about an hour outside of Moab. It looks so unlike anywhere on Earth that the movie Galaxy Quest shot their movie here, because it seems as if they were on Mars, which you will think the exact same thing when you visit there. This is Monument Valley, and you've definitely have seen these buttes in all the old Western movies, but don't forget that Monument Valley is on the Utah as well as the Arizona side. And one of the best things that you can do in Monument Valley, from my perspective, is you can recreate the scene from Forrest Gump, where he decides to finish in Monument Valley on his running marathon, which was filmed in the town of Mexican Hat. And there's a little placard like saying that this is where it happened. And so you don't have to only go to Arches National Park to see naturally formed arches in Utah. Natural Bridges National Monument has a fraction of the crowds, and it was also the first dark sky park in the world. Pretty cool. And now we're going to show you the wonders in just random beautiful places that you cannot believe exist on this earth, all surrounding the town of Kanab, which is on the southern border with Arizona, such as checking out White Pocket. You can also register for a permit to see the wave. I have not won access to view it, but I'm not going to give up yet because this is just one of the coolest places I've ever seen. If you wanted to check out the longest slot canyon in Utah, also outside of Kanab, it's about 20 miles long. So definitely bring water, good camera, but just one of the most unique slot canyons that we have. And we've shown you a lot of red rocks and showing you a lot of red rock images and canyons and slot canyons and deserts. But let's not forget that Utah also has the greatest snow on earth. We trademarked this phrase because our snow is one of the lightest, follows one of the at most consistent, large, it falls in a large quantity, but not too much. It is what we would call the perfect snow, or perhaps the greatest snow on earth. So my recommendation to take advantage of both of these, both of what Utah has to offer, and this just great snow and this amazing red rock terrain, is come in winter. You ski at one of our 15 world-class ski resorts. And then you drive 3 to 4 hours south and you're in just this red rock oasis with no crowds, no people, not that cold. And you get to have these 2 vacations in one. I'm going to show you a video of just how great our skiing is over here.
In Utah, you're living on mountain time, and there's nothing standard about that. With 10 resorts less than an hour from Salt Lake International Airport, mountain time means more time on more resorts on the greatest snow on earth. It means more time with the kids and more time away from the kids. Ski more, shred more, chill more, cheers more. Because mountain time is a state of mind that can only be found in one place, Utah.
Awesome. So as we close out, everybody's Utah adventure is going to look different. But if you want to start planning yours, then you can check out our social media pages or our website for more information listed here. You can reach out to myself or our rep at Canuck Kiwi, Corey Marshall, if you have any additional questions. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you all are inspired to visit this beautiful place that I'm lucky to call home. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zach. That was a really informative and helpful presentation for our agents looking to sell Utah. Agents, just a reminder, if you do have any questions, make sure to put them down in the question box. I know I have a couple of questions for you, Zach. So the first one I have for you is that you obviously shared some great insider tips on times of the year, how to prepare for the different spots travelers will go to, but I'm curious of maybe your favorite place or experience you've had. If you could share with us.
I have a soft place in my heart for San Rafael Swell. This was the first trip I went on with my girlfriend. After only dating for 2 weeks, and I guess it was the trip that won her over. But it's just, we had, what I love about traveling is I want to get away from people. I want to be in a nice, peaceful place. I want to see the most unique, bizarre things that I've never seen before. And I want it all to be easy, accessible, and just not too difficult logistics. And San Rafael Swell, which is like right outside of Moab, you can do the Wedge Overlook, which is kind of what we call the mini Grand Canyon, just this huge canyon. And just woke up in the morning eating croissant sandwiches, eating strawberries, overlooking this canyon. We spent the day in Goblin Valley State Park, which has like all these amazing hoodoos, throwing frisbees amongst the hoodoos and drinking beer. We went slot canyon. We went in a slot canyon where you have to like go almost horizontal to get through, and super easy. We were seeing tons of families doing this as well. And just, we had we were there in like the high season. This was like June, and we had most of these places to ourselves. So San Rafael Swell is my personal favorite place.
Yeah, that sounds like a really incredible, experience to have with your girlfriend. So another question we have from one of our agents is the city Moab. Someone was asking, did it get its name because it resembles the terrain in the eastern Dead Sea region in Jordan? I don't know if you have the answer to that, but you know the naming.
I'm currently Googling. I've never heard that. That is really interesting. No, I didn't know that. Is the name of the ancient Levantine kingdom whose territory is today located in the modern state of Jordan. Wow. Wow. And it does look like it. That makes a lot of sense.
There you
Good
go.
call. I learned, we're all learning something.
That's a sign of a great webinar right there. I just wanted, if you could just repeat, well, I guess it's on the screen, but visitutah.com is where agents can get any additional information in case, they want to see anything additional. Yeah, I guess that question isn't really necessary. But for those of you looking for a recording of the webinar as well, we will host it on our Travel Week YouTube page, our Facebook page, and the Travel Week Learning Center. And I guess a final question I have for you is, do you have any, words of inspiration getting agents ready to book for their clients right now at this moment to Utah?
Utah is the place in demand. Everyone I talk to, they're saying my clients are looking for open spaces. They want to see beautiful nature, national parks. They want to get away from people. And if you just plan out your trip to Utah correctly, where you're avoiding the high seasons, which are like in the middle of summer, where it can reach 35, 40 degrees Celsius during the day. You just plan this out where maybe you're coming out to the national parks, like maybe a little bit later, like the 4 or 5 o'clock time frame. You're gonna have these just beautiful places to offer to your clients that they're just gonna have the most incredible pictures. I've never met anybody who said like, I had a horrible time road tripping across these national parks. It has a little bit of everything to everyone. And whether you're a super outdoorsy person like me who likes camping and hiking, or if you're just somebody that kind of likes nature on the light side and staying in these beautiful glamping sites or luxury hotels like Amangiri, there's a little bit of everything. And don't forget, we also have great food too. So please reach out. I love giving recommendations and advice. I've road tripped Utah quite a bit, and I love sharing these insights. So thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you so much, Zach. That was a great presentation. Definitely picture perfect. I'm ready to go on my way to Utah. And thank you, agents, all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the webinar. Make sure to stay tuned with travelweek.ca for updated news stories and the Travel Week Learning Center for courses and webinars we have on great destinations. So thank you again, Zach, and thank you all. See you all soon.
Okay, thank you.